Welcome back, guys. I woke up this morning and was scanning some charts, thought I'd do a video. I don't normally do videos on Sunday, but again, I just thought this would be interesting and was kind of looking for something to do this morning. So if you're interested in getting individual trade ideas like what this video is going to be about, then join up in the private membership group. That group is really put together. I give kind of individual market, kind of up-to-date market insight, and then I throw out some individual trade ideas specifically for that private member group. So that this video, I'm going to give it out to the general subscribership just to give you guys a clue on what's going on in that member group. But typically these are reserved for the private members. So link in the description below. If you're on an iPhone, you got to use that link in the description below, or you should be able to see a join button next to the old subscribe button. If you're on a PC or a desktop or an Android, I think you can see that button. So join up if you're interested in getting some of these additional trade ideas. Finally, if you haven't taken the course, check the course out if you're interested. That is going to give you a skill set, not just following videos, but really breaking out each individual concept that I teach in terms of technical analysis so that you can find your own trade setups. And then it gives you a game plan on how to execute those trade setups when they start to play out. It's not a magic pill. I'm not promising just instant profits or gains, none of that. But what I can do is give you an idea on how to read the charts, what to look for. I can give you a checklist on really having a good quality trade setup so that the probability can be in your favor, okay? And that's the name of the game, is put the probability in your favor and manage risk, okay? And that's all taught in the course. Check that out. I priced it affordable. I'm not really trying to gouge everyone. I know there's some people out here and they're charging thousands of dollars. That's not me, okay? At the end of the day, I don't want to give my time and effort away for free, but at the same time, I'm not trying to just gouge you guys to death on selling a course. At the end of the day, I'm trying to make everyone money with trade ideas, and you know, we're trying to make money actually trading, not by selling courses, okay? So I trade these ideas myself, and I put those out there for everyone. No guarantees they're going to be profitable for you because I can't manage your risk, but I can help you at least read the charts, okay? Check that out, link in the description below. Let's get into this trade idea. Now this one, I had a subscriber, and a lot of my picks sometimes are coming from subscribers. There's a lot of eyes out there in this channel that are scanning the market, looking at different charts. They throw them my way, and I take a look at them, and some of them look good, some of them aren't any good, but you know, at the end of the day, we're all working together, so that's helpful. This one, Intel. So I'm going to point out lots of different things on multiple time frames, and I just want to build a case for the trade idea for this one, and then we'll see, you know, we'll watch it and see if it starts to play out. Okay, Intel. I'm on a weekly chart right now, so the bigger picture on Intel, this is going all the way back to 2009. All right, so someone wanted me to analyze Intel in the live stream that we do on Saturdays for the members. I didn't get to it, but here it is. Weekly chart, and you've got, this is your bull market in Intel since 2009, okay? Clear upward trend, bull market, nothing, you know, changed there. However, that's all, the bull market is done, all right? Intel broke its bullish trend. If I roll out, you know, again, on a weekly chart, we had one little breakdown here. They recovered it, so it was kind of a bear trap. But then we had another breakdown right here, okay? And then boom, big weekly sell signal. Usually what you'll see on a chart, if you get the first breakdown and they recover it and they kind of set that bear trap, the next time you get the breakdown, it's usually the real deal. And so far, that's exactly what this has been. So bear market. Intel is in a bear market. So in general, bigger picture, you want to sell the rip, okay? You want to go with the trend and you want to sell the rip. That doesn't mean that we just short Intel anywhere and everywhere. And bear markets have bear market rallies. So when I see this chart, I think we're close to maybe having a bear market rally, and it could be pretty impulsive. From the all-time highs, or from the recent highs of this bull market, Intel has fallen 58%, okay? So that is a pretty good drop. And what I want to point out is a couple things. One, when I look at the RSI on the weekly chart, okay, let me reset this chart real quick. When I look at that, typically what you want to do, so the oversold and overbought readings on RSI are usually set to 70 and 30. 30 being oversold, 70 being overbought. Now this is a weekly chart, but what you usually want to do is really look at each individual stock or individual chart on its own merit, all right? And you want to find, Apple can get really overbought, all right? Well, some stocks can get really oversold. Intel, it looks like on the weekly chart, I kind of drew this line down here, and right now I see this level, it's about 25, 26, somewhere right in there, as about the area where Intel, that's about as oversold as Intel gets, going back and looking back at its past history. Okay, this is going all the way back to 1974. We've been this oversold once, twice, three, about 4 times, and you go into looking at where we're at right now, and we're just about there on the weekly chart. Okay, we could go down a little bit more, but we're just about as oversold as Intel gets on a weekly chart, really in its entire history. Okay, so that is, in general, tells me that the selling's just about finished. Could be a little bit more, but it seems like it's just about finished, at least for this first leg down in the bear market. So I think Intel's primed to probably have a bear market rally. Let's look at some other areas of, building this case. On the weekly chart, I see this level, and it's pretty much where we just hit 2860 as an area of support on the weekly chart. You can see it was resistance, 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 and then, they stepped in a little early there, but, kind of chopped through there a little. The point is we're getting some reactions when you get down in this area. Now it's not going to bounce right on the penny typically, but definitely you get down in this area and the buyers are stepping in, or have in the past, and before they were selling it. Okay, so you roll out, and that's exactly where we're at right now. Okay, so I just, I drew the line, I marked it out looking for a lot of reactions here on the weekly. I found a cluster, basically there, and it's pretty much where we're at. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we just step in and buy the thing on Monday. This is a weekly chart, so lots can happen intra-week. You can plunge, there's a lot of movement that can happen within a weekly candle, so we need to narrow down the time frame. Let's look at the daily chart here. On the daily, I see a couple things. So let me kind of clean this chart up again, and then I'll go into the detail. So on the daily, if I roll over to here, you can see this is the RSI, and if I zoom in, and let me get rid of this line here, you can see just starting to put in some bullish divergence right there on the daily. Okay, so bullish divergence is just starting to show up on the RSI. All right, that is one thing to note. On the PPO, no bullish divergence on the daily, just continuing down. So I don't see anything there on the PPO, but I do see it's just starting to start there on the RSI. Okay, there's that. If I go down to the hourly, same on the hourly for the RSI. You can see, we basically are building that bullish divergence there, and a zoom in on the PPO, not quite there. Okay, so again, it's there on the RSI, not on the PPO. Guys, if you're interested in learning this as a skill set and really want to, understand how to break these things down, take the course, link in the description below. Okay, on this one, you'll see, so here's my thoughts, all right? I've kind of laid out the broad picture of what I think is going on. I think we have a little more consolidation and grindy lower action I think we're going to build a base, build a bottom. So I'd like to see this put in maybe a slightly new lower low, just popping down below this area just a little bit, maybe a little spike down and then a recovery, something like that. And I'd like to see the PPO start to build that bullish divergence. All right, we don't have that on the daily. We don't have it on the hourly. I'd like to see it start to show up at least on the hourly time frame. And then even on the daily time frame. If it shows up on the hourly and then starts to show up on the daily, it's going to tell me that this thing is bottoming and we're likely going to start a bear market rally. So that's item number one. We need to see that in the momentum indicators. So it's not there yet. Again, this is just a trade setup, and it has some more work to do, but I definitely will keep an eye on it. Next up, if I go to the daily, you can see here we've got a little bit of a trend line. All right, so there's resistance, resistance. All right, so if we get a rally, I would look to this area. It's about 35.37 as the price as the target, all right, at least for the first move higher. All right, you've got horizontal. This was support, should be resistance. You also have this downtrend line. So kind of double resistance right up in there. And that is about 35.50. All right, so for where we're at right now, that's a rally of potentially 21%. Okay, so I like that as a potential target. The other thing to note on the daily is you've got, from coming off the all-time highs, you've got another trend line. Resistance, resistance. 3 reactions makes a trend. And so it could be something like this. Pull back, break, and even run up and hit this trend line. And I don't know when it would hit it, but if you saw the thing rallying up in here, that would be end of the road for the bull market or for the bear market rally in this one. Okay, so that would be a key area to short at for the next leg lower. But again, we're talking about a rally here, not about shorting. So this is more of a long setup, a bullish setup, not actionable yet. I want to emphasize that. That doesn't mean because I point out a chart and a trade setup, that doesn't mean just jump in and he's going to be right, all right? I'm not going to be right. And first off, there's no guarantee I'm going to be right, okay? Even if the trade setup starts to play out, I'm not guaranteed that I'm going to be right. Second, the trade hasn't fully set up yet. So the probability of success at this area right here and now is much, much lower than if we wait for the trade to kind of form and set up, and then we start seeing the things, and we need to see a buy trigger. Okay, so that is, I just want to reiterate that. I know YouTube, there's a lot of impressionable people around trading, and they think that whatever I say is right sometimes, and they end up losing money because they jump the gun on a trade that all I said is, hey, it's a setup. It could work. Let's wait to see if we get some more stuff. They jump in and buy it. All right, don't do that. On the hourly chart now, you can see, obviously, there's that bullish divergence on the RSI. It's not on the PPO. But what I'd be watching for is this trend line right here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. All right, so maybe we run up and hit that and then pull back, make a new low, get that bullish divergence, and then we're going to be waiting for a buy signal or a break of this hourly trend line. Okay, that's going to be our buy signal. I'm not looking to buy it before, but we get that, then the trade would be, again, a break of this, run up to this key resistance, about 35, 35-ish level, take profit up there, and then we'll wait and see, and if it wants to break this trend line, that would be a bigger buy signal that could get us a run all the way up to this bigger, the bigger bear market trend, okay? And yeah, that is the setup. Going back to the daily, one more thing, and I don't do these too often, but you can look at the fibs and just to see what we got going on. So I take the high here. I'd like to see where we're coming in at from the high of the, this is where we started the bear market basically. So there's the high on the daily chart. And here's where we're at right now. And we are, let's see here. Basically, I'm looking for bounce zones. So the, the 38.9 is what it looks like is coming in at, well, it's the first fib, guys. At the end of the day, it's the first fib right here. That's coming in at 38. I don't see that lining up with much on the daily. The 50 though, or the 38.2 is lining perfectly with that about this area, this larger trend. And so again, that would be a key area of resistance right there. There's the downtrend line, and that's coming in with a fib as well. So and then the other thing I want to point out, let me get rid of this fib. So again, this would be the end of the road for the rally. All right, if we start to rally soon and it wants to rally all the way up here, end of the road for the rally, I'd definitely be out of that if I was still long and looking to go short. But you can also see, so that's a downtrend coming off the all-time high there. And then that is also big resistance. All right, look at this. I have it all marked out. I talked about this level in the past. It's about 43.75. All right, this was support for this is back to 2017, and this was support going for 5 years or so. Support. Once that support gave way, it's just lights out. This thing has crashed. So if you were going to rally and you rallied all the way up into here, you're coming into massive resistance. 5-year support will be big resistance. It's also the downtrend line, and it's a fib. So triple resistance right up there. There would be, that would be the opportunity of a lifetime to short right up there and, and get out of any longs. All right, so I'm building a case for a potential bear market rally. All right, and the two areas that I'd really be watching is right here, resistance number 1 at 35, and resistance number 2 at about 43.70 or so. You get anywhere in that area, you'd want to start taking profit. But yeah, that's it. 2 areas of resistance. First one would be the first area we'd get out of our longs, and but if you get a break of this, then you could run up to that final trend line. Again, we just have a setup. It's not actionable, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'll follow up if I start to see things starting to firm up. So guys, drop me a thumbs up if you're finding value in the content. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I continue to put out trade ideas. I'm not making promises of get rich quick or anything like that. All I'm doing is looking at charts, evaluating it, really teaching how to manage risk and find high probability trades. And hopefully you guys are getting value in that. So check out the course, join the private group if interested. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.